Hey everyone, so before I begin, I'm just going to reiterate that I already know that my sentences are going to be ending in questioning tones. I'm going to be saying like way too much. My voice kind of sounds like Squidward and I kind of have a monotone. That's just my way of talking, so it's all good. And what I want to talk about in this video is sexuality. You might think that it's like weird that I'm talking about it and I feel kind of awkward talking about it, but that's exactly why I want to talk about it because why is it such an uncomfortable topic? When you think about it, it's basically just like our species' way of like mating with each other and like reproducing and stuff. And I don't know. I mean, for example, when I was growing up, all of like the movies and TV shows I'd be seeing, there'd be like so much violence in them. But as far as sexuality goes, it never goes beyond a kiss or anything. So I feel a lot more comfortable seeing incredibly violent footage than I do with any sexual footage. And I think that's kind of backwards just because like obviously if I'm walking down the street and I see someone brutally murdering a person, that should be more like jarring to my brain than just like walking in on two people doing stuff. Which I mean, I guess that's still kind of awkward, but it should not be as like uncomfortable as the other thing. And just like in general, whenever you try to talk about it, like it's generally regarded as like a mature topic, and then like you're considered like immature if you ever like joke about it, or like even if you try to talk about it in a serious context, it's still like sort of like feels like it's an uncomfortable situation and you want like the conversation to end. And I don't really get why it's that way because it is just like a normal part of our lives. Because I mean, yeah, like sexuality is just like a normal part of human nature compared to like yeah, extreme violence, brutally murdering people. That's like unnatural, and that should be the more jarring thing to see. So I don't know. I guess that's just like the way that the media is and stuff. I don't really get like why it's that way. And the topic itself is generally just full of like all these weird contradictions I don't really understand. Because I mean, for example, if you have a guy who's like being pretty promiscuous, like and kind of like dating a lot of different people, he's generally considered like a player or a ladies' man, and neither of those terms have like that much of a negative connotation. Then on the other hand, if you have a girl doing the exact same thing, she's generally considered a slut, and then of course that has like an extremely negative connotation with it. So I don't really get why like both genders doing the same thing, for one of them it's much more negative than it is for the other one. I mean, like I think there are much worse things to be than promiscuous. So there's a girl who is promiscuous, but she's still like incredibly like kind and caring and like intelligent and like trying to make positive change in the world. Then I judge her by that, not by like what she does with her love life. So I don't know. I feel like as long as as long as you follow general ethics, which with what you do, I don't feel like you should be regarded that negatively for doing like one thing or another. Like as far as your like yeah like sex life goes, I guess. I mean, obviously there are like as far as these ethics go, like I'm sure you all know like what the general ethics are. Like it should be consensual from both sides because obviously like we shouldn't be violating each other or anything. So I definitely agree with that. And then yeah, obviously like if you don't want to have a kid, using proper protection because obviously like that's a whole nother realm of issues if like yeah you're like being promiscuous and like having kids everywhere and stuff. And then what was the third thing? I'm sure I'll think of it later, but anyway. So yeah, basically, as long as like as long as you're like generally like ethical about what you do, I couldn't care less about like what you do with your love life as long as you're not hurting anyone. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have to say. Cause I mean, yeah, like you have me, like I'm not promiscuous at all. I haven't done anything sexual with any person, but I don't feel like I don't feel like a person who is promiscuous is any better or worse than me. I feel like we're generally like I feel like that's sort of irrelevant compared to like our like main character traits, which are like how kind we are, like how like, how much like good we're trying to do in the world, that sort of stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have on the topic. Um, let's see. I feel like I have a good joke for the video, but let's see. Oh yeah, what's the most musical bone in our body? A trombone. Alright, I don't know. That doesn't even make sense. But anyway, that's all I have to talk about it. I hope I explained that well because like yeah, like I said, I feel like it's an awkward like I feel awkward discussing the topic, but at the same time, like I feel like I have some good points about it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And I hope you all are having a good week and stuff. And peace.